Tyson says he's going to bet £1 million on Jake Paul knocking out Joshua.
This is what I'm saying. How does that work?
He can't, can he?
Anthony Joshua could knock Jake Paul out with him. So if it goes any other way, you know.
You give me a headline there, by the way.
If it goes any other way, you know it's fixed, don't you?
Joshua now?
I know that I will beat Anthony Joshua's.
So he wants to fight Anthony Joshua in 2026.
And the haters online are like, yeah, do it.
Well, they're like, what about now?
Yeah.
They're like, what about fighting him?
To fight Jake Paul.
I hate it. And Jake Paul's starting to piss me off.
Although Jake Paul's boxing career has been filled with daring confrontations and high-profile bouts, the YouTuber-turned-prize fighter may soon be facing Anthony Joshua, the most formidable opponent of his career, even though Paul has amassed a sizable fan base and a few noteworthy victories. Boxing experts are raising the alarm, cautioning that facing a two-time heavyweight champion like Joshua may be disastrous. Analysts think this fight is more than just dangerous because of Joshua's ability to knock out opponent and his exceptional experience competing against the best in the sport.
If you likes this, please subscribe, Fight File, and click the bell icon for more new boxing updates.
Jake Paul has reached out to Anthony Joshua a few times. I've spoken to Nikisa, Jake's manager. It's never a fight we anticipated. It's never a fight we've targeted. But if you want Jake Paul to be the warm-up fight, and obviously financially it's a great opportunity for AJ, and you want to provide AJ and probably in turn Matchroom with the opportunity to extinguish Jake Paul from the world of boxing, then maybe AJ will oblige.
Paul's boxing career could be cruelly ended by it. Eddie Hearn, the promoter for Matchroom Boxing, said in a recent interview that Jake Paul is the clear favorite to be Joshua's next opponent. He recognized that Paul's manager, Nikisa Badarian, was in active talks with Joshua's camp. Hearn also highlighted the matchup's enormous commercial appeal while pointing out how risky it is for Paul. As of right now, he thinks the fight will probably happen in early 2026 by disclosing that the two had been exchanging direct messages and that Joshua even contacted him to advance the notion.
Jake Paul's manager here last week and he's open to the fight. Any developments on that?
Lots. I mean, this bizarre world that we live in, I think Jake Paul is absolutely the front runner to fight Anthony Joshua next. I'm here in New York for meetings about that fight. There's an open dialogue between myself and Nikisa, an MVP. I don't know what to tell you, Bridgie, other than it's mental. I mean, I can't sit here and tell you this is a 50-50 matchup. The whole thing is bizarre. I think it's extremely dangerous for Jake Paul. I've got the general feedback is the boxing world saying, please, AJ, go in and evaporate this young man from the boxing world so we can all get on as normal. You've got Jake Paul fans thinking bizarrely they can beat Anthony Joshua. And the most bizarre thing out of everything is that Jake Paul genuinely believes he will beat Anthony Joshua.
Paul further suggested that a showdown with Joshua is extremely likely to happen next year. Paul reiterated that discussion, stating that Joshua proposed to hold the fight toward the end of 2025, with a full fight anticipated in early 2026. Badarian reaffirmed that schedule and stated that talks are in progress for a historic matchup. A possible bout with Anthony Joshua has been framed by Jake Paul as a way to breathe new life into boxing. He thinks the matchup would bring in new life, draw in new supporters, and garner a lot of international attention.
Now, I know you're after a world title, but if that doesn't materialize, I know the Tommy Fury name has been floated about. Is there any other fighters who may not be world champions that you're looking to face?
Yeah, I mean, Anthony Joshua.
I think that's the main one that, we've talked a lot about is if it's not for the title, it's looking at Tommy, if he's reasonable, and then Anthony Joshua. And he's adamant that he wants to make that fight happen at the end of 2026.
Anything's possible. And so I like the challenge. People, that's the criticism. Fight someone in their prime who's a beast. I think people just want to see me lose. That's really what the message is behind it all. And Anthony Joshua is an insane fight, but I want that challenge. We've been DMing back and forth. He wants to make it happen. He called me up, and it's looking very likely for next year.
Paul claims that his general appeal can attract younger people who might not normally follow conventional boxing, comparing himself to a breath of fresh air in the sport. Paul highlights the need for boxing to be revitalized and how his presence can assist close the gap between the sport's traditional audience and mainstream entertainment. Fans and the boxing community have had strong feelings over Jake Paul's challenge to Anthony Joshua. Many people think Paul is overly ambitious and unrealistic in his desire to take on an experienced heavyweight like Joshua.
But you said it's you and Joshua here. Now, is this fight done? What are we talking about?
You know, it's going to happen. Like, seriously, it's going to happen. We were talking with Turkey tonight, negotiations live in person, which are always fun. But it's going to happen, and it's just such an exciting fight that crosses the whole globe. When you ask a lot of people about certain boxers, they don't know their names. And everywhere I've been going, I just talk about Anthony, and I don't have, you know, I'm global. So it's just such a good fight for the sport of boxing, and people will think I will die, but I will show them why I can rise against all odds and beat him.
Everyone's been wanting to see happen. Who will be the king of the United Kingdom? And who will be the queen of the United... Too soon? I'm praying that boxing doesn't happen to this fight, and what I mean by that is politics. People trying to take more money than they deserve. Fuck the money. Get in there. Make fucking history. This is one of the biggest fights that could happen over this past decade. Make it fucking happen, Eddie Hearn. Make it fucking happen, Frank Warren. Make it happen, Tyson. Make it happen, Anthony Joshua. We don't need fucking excuses. Don't let boxing ruin this fight. Get in the fucking ring and fight like men.
Jake Paul's recent deeds, such as defeating 58-year-old Mike Tyson, have drawn criticism for a dangerous tendency in his boxing career. Many question his dedication to the sport, since they see his decision to take on an aging great as a show rather than a real battle.
Real deal respond to me as I tweeted my thoughts about delusion, which again I think is more about what Jake said about Anthony Joshua and what he'll do to him. That was the more delusional aspect of this. Amanda Serrano said, "At Jake Paul is the truth. Funny, they say he's a fraud for wanting easy fights, then he asked for the toughest fights ever and they say he's nuts. Listen, he was scheduled to fight Canelo Gervonta, and now he's calling out Joshua. Come on, who else is doing this? Oh crap, on second thought, he is out of his freaking mind, you're right." That was more of just Amanda backing her guy, you know what I'm saying, the co-founder of MVP and someone that she really respects in Jake. But in the middle there, I don't know if she would know or, you know, whatever, but she essentially says that Jake was scheduled to fight Gervonta Davis, and she's not the only one saying that. Dan Rafael said the same thing earlier that day or maybe yesterday. I can't believe that that's true or if that was really going to happen. Essentially, the idea being, had Gervonta Davis beat Lamont Roach, he was going to fight Jake Paul next. And this is why I say, like, it's delusional.
Prominent individuals, including as Carl Froch, have disregarded Paul's performance, arguing that it lacked true skill and that his popularity was more due to his entertainment value than his physical ability. Do you believe Jake is capable of competing against a heavyweight champion? Or is Paul taking too much danger in this fight?